Alright guys, welcome back to the Soulburner 876 channel. We're here to go through my top 8 Traptrix deck list. I know the last time you guys saw me post Traptrix is when I was unboxing the structures. But you know, I came up with a little list. I mostly just took pieces of other deck lists I saw online and like added my own twist to it and all of that. But yeah, I came up with something. I didn't get a lot of playtesting done, or nor do I have all the lines down or anything like that, but I did something, you know. But without further ado, I'm just going to go straight into the deck profile for you guys. So alright, so of course, you know, we have to play 3 Mermello. It's pretty much your best sorcerer in the deck, because I mean, you can start with this card only. Like, this card and any other trap card is like combo. I prefer to open this card as opposed to the other, which we'll get to next, because I like that combo line better. It doesn't lock me into anything too early. And then this is not a once per turn for the special summon and pop, so something to keep in mind. You can special summon this card as many times in a turn. You get that many pops of spell and traps, and it's a mandatory effect. So whether your opponent has something on the field or not, you will always be popping cards. Okay, we're playing 3 Mantis. This is your Stratos, and everybody likes Stratos. Searches your other Traptrix monsters so that you know you can keep playing, and with the field spell you get extra normal summons and such, so it comes in handy. And then this card helps you recycle a card that you reset off Diana, so even if you don't get to use it at the end of your next turn, you know your card doesn't get banished, and you still have usage of it for probably later on in the game, or you can just keep it in your hand to discard off the whole tier if need be. And then we play 2 Traptrix Pudica. I was playing 3 at first, but then I kind of realized that it by itself doesn't do much, and I didn't really want to open up too many of it. I like what it does in my opponent's turn in terms of disruption, but I don't like opening up too many of this card, so I opted to cut it down to 2. Same ideology for the Arachnacampa. Arachnacampa literally does nothing by itself. It just protects your back row, which in these times most people have adapted to the fact that they can't use Harpy's Featherstorm against this deck. Feather Duster, sorry, against this deck, because this guy is probably going to be in the wings or any on-field back row destruction. They have to banish or evenly match, so you don't really need 3 of this guy. And then of course we're playing the 2 Diana. Some people opt to play 1. I kind of like playing the 2 because I mean it gets you your trap cards back from the grave to set them, to reuse them, so you basically play whole tier for free on your first turn. And then if you have the other one, you get another body to special summon. You get the effect of the body you pulled, and then you get to overlay and get the value of the overlay as well, of the XYZ, sorry, as well. So I think it's great at 2. And then for the honorary Traptrix monsters, I played 1, 2, 3 Parallel Exceed. I know a lot of people say that, you know, you kind of don't want to play 3 because you don't like bricking on the card. I kind of ended up drawing a hand where I opened 2 of these ones, but I had enough gas to push through, so it didn't really matter. Sometimes when you use the effect and then you know you have the extra one, the next turn you get a free level 4 to just do your rank 4 plays with, so it's okay. I mean, I haven't found a reason to cut it by 1 anyway, so I'm fine with 3. And then for the hand traps, I played 3 Ash. I live in Jamaica, so my meta is pretty wild, and it has a fairly decent amount of branded and all that stuff, and it's a pretty decent hand trap. It's one of the best hand traps by far since its inception, so why not play 3? And then for this tournament, this is based on my observation of the entire meta, not just for my country, like overall, I opted to main 3 of this card, Droll and Lockbird, because honestly, it addresses the meta, the entire meta, because almost every deck searches a lot. I mean, besides this deck, you search a little, but not that much. And then if you get Drolled, it doesn't hurt you as much because you can still make your full combo without the add-in. The only thing you might be worried about is probably back row destruction at that point, because maybe you won't get the Pinguit effect to like search the Arachno. But otherwise than that, you're pretty good. So that's gonna be it for the monsters. That's all the monsters I played. And for the spells, I played 3 Trap Tantalizing Tune. This card was amazing for me. I mean, the whole reason it was in the deck was to draw like hand traps like Ash and that stuff. To be honest, it didn't pull that much. So once this card went through, I knew the rest of my combo was always going through, because giving your opponent 2 free cards to start the turn is not normally logical. And then the fact that it can banish itself to like put back your banished Holtea to the bottom of the deck is great, because you always get your traps recycled. Or it can even put back your banished insects or plants. So something to note, and you have both effects in the same turn. So yeah, I played 3 of these. Probably cut this to 2, but for the last spell, I played 1 of the Traptrix Garden. I've been hearing a lot of people saying that I should try 2 of this. So what I'm probably going to do is like cut this down to 2 and then just put in the other one of this and just play 2 of this. Because I don't own Prosperities. To be honest, I like Prosperities. I would want them, but I don't think I'd want them for this deck. I find myself sometimes needing cards in the extra deck and having a difficult time figuring out what to banish when I try to playtest Prosperity online. So I'm partial to this card. That's it for the spells. For the traps, of course, we play 3 Holtea. It's the best trap in the deck. It's a monster, it gets you back monsters, it does so much. And also something to note, because I think a lot of people don't know that, the effect discarding a trap is not a cost to activate the card, it is an effect. So if they negate the activation, you keep your trap card in your hand. Very, very important. 2 Floodgate Trap Hole. Again, I've been advised that probably cutting to 1 is better. I might try it, but to me, I kind of like having my 2, so I'm kind of partial to the 2. But I might try the 1 just to, you know, get the feel and get an understanding of why other players think it's better with 1. So I might try it. I played 2 Gravediggers Trap Hole because I didn't want to open this card and then just die to Nibiru. So I opted to play 2 because I found myself opening this card a fairly decent amount of times. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to bump it up to 2, and it worked out pretty fine. I never got nibbed once at any at all. Yeah, I don't think I got nibbed at all. But yeah, moving forward, play 1 Bottomless Trap Hole. This is for like the branded matchup with what's that card? That Fusion Dragon, the normal one in the deck. Yeah, I don't remember his name right now. I'll probably put it across the screen right about now. And then we play the 1 Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare. You hardly ever get to use this card because everybody expects it, and then it hardly ever comes up because this and this and this, and then the whole fact that you get to play this out the deck kind of just takes away from it ever being useful. Where's that card that I'm looking for? This. Because, you know, when you activate the trap and then you get to bring this, you're banishing, so you hardly ever use this card. Most cases I kind of side it out, but yeah, it's pretty good to have. And then For the other traps, of course, you know, play 3 impermanents. It's a normal trap. It triggers your Sarah. It negates effects. It can also negate columns. It does what it does best. And for the last 3s, of course, you know, we had to be playing the 3 evenly matched. People expect this card. Even though they expect it, it does not stop them from dying to it, which is pretty awesome in this deck. And then if you never need it, like you're going first and you open it, you can simply either discard it through Trap Tantalizing, or you can simply pitch it off Wholetail. So it has multi-purposes. You break boards, or you use it to gain more advantage. So that's it for the main deck. So for my extra deck, I ran, of course, 3 Traptrix Sarah. Excuse me, mismatch guys. I kind of have only 2 ultras. I'm still trying to get a 3rd ultra, so if anybody knows anybody with any, can hit me up. But yeah, you have to play 3 Sarahs. You can never not play 3 Sarahs. They always come up. Sometimes you end up making 2 in a turn, and then you need the next one for the next turn. So yeah, the 1 Adipus, and that's all I played for the link monsters for Traptrix. These are all the Traptrix links I play. I did not play Calaria. I personally don't like it. People say that it's great for the deck and all of that, but I personally don't like it, so I didn't play it. For the XYZs that I played, 1 Alameris. I went into this like once the entire tournament overall. I played 2 Traptrix Rafflesia. At first I was going to cut one, but then I realized that the second did come up, so I opted to put it back in, and it worked out because it actually did come up in the tournament. Then I played 2 Traptrix Penguquilla, because my ideology is, if you're making this on your first turn board, if by some, you know, alignment in the stars that your opponent does manage to break your board, playing back into the game, you need to get access to your monsters, because that's how you get access to your traps in most cases, because you use your monsters to go into Sarah, and then you use your other monsters to get access to your trap setting, and then that's how you play yourself back into the game. So I thought I needed the 1 more, and it actually did come up that I was right for that instant. But as I get more cards for the deck, I might change up the extra deck a bit to probably go back to 1. But yeah, for the non-Traptrix links and XYZs, the only other link I played was Ausa. I never made this card once. So in the same instance where I would never make Ausa, I would never make Calaria either. But out of both of these guys, Ausa and Calaria, I would rather have Ausa in my extra deck than Calaria, because Ausa can bring back Fenrir's. And Fenrir is a pretty nasty body to deal with. And then in the mirror match, this can go hard in bringing back like their Mermellas to pop back row. So yeah, or you can even bring back their Pudicas to banish. So this goes pretty hard. I prefer this over Calaria any day. For the last XYZs, I played 1 Abyss Dweller. This is for my Dark World matchups, for my Terra Elements matchup, and for any other random rogue matchup that may need it. The 1 Exitan Knight, of course, 1 Babushka, 1 Time Thief Redoer. I actually love making this card, more so than making Penguquilla. And of course the 1 Zeus. I kind of never made this card. I made this card, but I've never made this card in the tournament. Not even once. But I mean, it's there to play. It gives your opponent options when they're like, you're playing the what's that deck that Fenrir is a part of? Yeah, that deck. When you're playing Kashtira, it gives them options to think about, because they're pretty much basically doing the same thing. So that's going to be it for the extra deck. For my side deck, it was particularly weird, but still gonna go through it. I found myself losing to that whole branded expulsion lock thing, and I thought to myself, what's a way I can take care of it, but I can have answers to like other decks. Like this does take care of the Mathmech problem as well. This does take care of even the Traptrix trap bringing back cards or Almeris or anything of that sort. So I wanted to have an option that does take care of that branded problem but also covers my other matchups as well. I mean, it can affect the whole what's that card, the field spell that gets the other spells back in the runic fountain. It can affect that as well, but and it depends on how the game state is. It can be a minus, but it can work out pretty well for you. So I opted to play 2 of these. Couldn't find a space for a third. I played 3 Artifact Lancia. Did not find myself getting evenly matched very often in this tournament, but I mean, it was better to be prepared than to want it and not find it. So I played 3 Lancia, and that's going to be it for all the monsters I sided. For the spells, I sided 3 Dark Ruler No Mores. This was for like this was kind of for branded. I realized that Dragoon is a bitch to deal with, but it was more so for my sprite matchups. To be honest, there's a lot more I need to learn about this meta, and there's a lot more I need to learn about siding and side patterns. But based on my initial observations, I opted to put in these guys. They came up where I had this card to break a board, but I had no monsters, so I kind of just didn't play because I didn't want to give my opponent any information on anything. So I just scooped that game. But yeah, they worked out pretty well. Of course, back row hate 3 Cosmic, because if I'm going against a mirror match, I don't want to use destruction cards, because then I know very well that we can just set everything back or get them back into rotation. I want to get them entirely out of the game, and this is exceedingly good against Holtea. So when they activate the Holtea, you activate this and you banish it. They have to fulfill the part of the card that does discard, because you're not negating the card, you're simply just getting rid of the Holtea, because it's still a trap card at that time. So you not only get rid of the Holtea, but you get rid of a card in their hand. 2 Solemns, because I was playing 3 and 3 of this, but I needed space for this, so I opted to cut 1 of each, and it worked out pretty well. This is for branded. Not so good against Castira. Definitely not. These are only going to be better coming up in the next format. But yeah, all in all, the deck was pretty fine. I do need to do a lot more playtesting, but I just don't really have the time because I work. But I'll try to do more and try to bring you guys more profiles. I should have more profiles coming, but as usual, guys, that's the deck. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. As usual, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, guys, peace.